everyone! So today we're going to be taking a look at my most favorite color or pigment, Phthalo Turquoise PB16. Now before we get started, I just wanted to show you a snack that I've recently been really into, which is this one. It's called the Crispy Noodle Snack. I think it's made in Japan. This one has been packaged by a Thai company. Is it made in Japan? Yep, it's made in Japan. Basically, it's like a ramen snack, you know, those dried ramen, but it has flavor. And I don't know, I've just really been into this one lately and I just wanted to share. Okay, let's get started. Zoom in, zoom in. Now, I haven't pre-wetted any of these palettes today because Phthalo Turquoise and Phthalos are in general really strong colors and high tinting anyways. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I got this one and it was really, it was my favorite color, so I bought another tube. Okay, let's first start with Holbein. So Holbein was my first Phthalo Turquoise that I ever encountered or used. And it's just so gorgeous. It's the one that made me love it all. I like that it's able to get really dark in mass tone and then become really light. I think some people aren't really into turquoises, but for me, I like this color as my basically a substitute to the general phthalo blue green shade. I do like phthalo blue green shade as well, but I just prefer this one, the Phthalo Turquoise, much more so. This winsor&newton. Beautiful. So Holbein's rewets really easily. Winsor&newton's also rewets really easily. Let's see if I could make it darker. Oh, you guys, you know what? Winsor&newton is actually bluer. Holbein's is more green. What now? What? I can't believe we're discovering this together. No way. What an amazing discovery. I didn't expect that. You guys. What? Can I get that darker? Will it go darker in mass tone? It will, but yeah. Wow, you guys, okay, I don't know if it's coming on screen very well because Phthalo Turquoises in general don't really come on screen well, but Holbein is greener than Winsor&newton. So think about, you could mix this Phthalo Turquoise color by mixing Phthalo green and Phthalo blue, whatever Phthalo blue, I'll just say Phthalo blue in general. So Winsor&newton is like Phthalo blue adding a little bit more green in there, but Holbein's is adding even more green in there, okay? Okay, next up. Both of them rewet as equally as each other. Now we have Da Vinci. This is my Western palette, you guys. It has Western pigments or Western branded colors. Okay, Da Vinci rewets easily as well. Can I get it? Okay, it can get really dark, just like Holbein. But what I'm seeing here is that The hue is much more like Winsor and Newton and not as green as Holbein's. Okay, that's very interesting. That said though, you guys, if I hadn't compared it side by side, I would still be happy using any of them. Okay, lastly, we have Lukas. Oh my. Oh no, 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 no. Lukas is very blue and not high tinting. It feels like it has a lot of filler. Actually, let me say that again. Let me rephrase that. Okay, Lukas is lower tinting, is what I meant to say. Do you see how the more I layer on top of that, it doesn't get as dark as these, especially Holbein's? It just stays this blue color, right? That means that there has to be an opaque filler in there, keeping it from being its most transparent. There we go. What do you think, guys? Which one is your favorite? Oh, by the way, the hue of Lukas is very much like Winsor & Newton and Da Vinci's. So these three right here are, these three right here are very similar in hue, and Holbein's is definitely the most green out of the bunch. I'd say now that they're starting to dry, actually, I'll wait for them to dry first and we'll come back and assess. Okay, be right back, guys. Okay, guys, and we're back after these have all dried, completely dry. Okay, well, I guess we could make the conclusion, can't we? So here we go. Holbein's is definitely the greener, the most green out of the whole lot. I think Winsor & Newton, Da Vinci's, and Lukas are all the same hue. They're pretty much the same, almost identical, I'd say. Now, I'd like to point out that if you could see here, Holbein's, if I could bring it up, I tried to lay the pigment down pretty thickly so you could see its potential of how strong tinting it could be. So the reason I like Holbein, have always liked Holbein, sorry, is it focusing? Is because you could get it to almost a black, you know? And I'm loving that Winsor & Newton can do exactly the same, where if you lay down enough pigment, it could be an almost black color as well. So that means both of these are super pigmented and strong tinting. I'm a bit disappointed with Da Vinci's. It painted out really nicely, and if I remember correctly, I did try to lay it on pretty thick, or how I would with Holbein's and Winsor & Newton's. But it doesn't get quite as dark as Winsor & Newton. It doesn't get to a black. So now I'm wondering, maybe Da Vinci's isn't as pigmented, or maybe it has more fillers. Who knows? But I'm currently using Da Vinci's version in this Western palette of mine. So far, I've been okay with it. But we'll need to see. But so far from the swatching, I'm really liking the Winsor & Newton. It's not as green as Holbein's, but as I said, if they're not side by side, I really couldn't tell. So as long as I paint it out and I like the color, I'm happy with that. Now, on to the Lukas. It's the lowest tinting out of all of them. And I somewhat guessed this already from when I swatched it the first time. It just doesn't get as dark, guys. Like, Da Vinci's is much better than Lukas, and even it doesn't get as dark. I feel like Lukas's is almost similar to Van Gogh's Turquoise Blue. And that one isn't a PB16, but it's a mix of PB15 and PG7, which is fine. But like, there's a lot of filler, and that's not what I'm looking for in my Phthalo turquoises. So out of today, I'm happy to say that now I know why I like Holbein. And Winsor & Newton will be a new color that I want to start using more. And the big question is, do you guys like Phthalo turquoise? I'd love to know which brand you're using and why. Because I mean, I've always been using Holbein, but now I'm thinking maybe I should be using Winsor & Newton. And as always, I don't know how to end this. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated. Bye! Bye!